Hello YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be discussing my experience with Sephora Best Skin Ever Full Coverage Multi-Use Concealer. I have the shade 44Y and I will be applying it, giving you guys a little demo and talking about it. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss out any of the great videos I make here for the channel, including skincare, hair care, nail care, beauty, tech, travel, all the things you don't want to miss out. We need you here. Please subscribe. Also, hit the like button. That way I know to make more videos similar to this because you like it. So, the Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer has been popping for a long time. It was difficult for me to find my shade in store. I finally got it online, so I'm going to apply it and tell you guys why I'm not really a fan of it, but it's because I have oily and sweaty skin. So if you want to know more, keep watching. So this is the concealer. Like I said, I'm the shade 44Y. I'm going to apply it under my eye with this Morphe M173 brush. So let's get started. I do already have makeup on my face, so in addition to eyeshadow, eyebrows, I did use a concealer under my brow already. I'm also wearing Say Super Glowy Gel on the highlight points of my face, so that's already there from a previous video. So now we're going to put the concealer. So I'm going to start off with the right hand side. So this concealer, it does have a lot of shades. It's super affordable, and I think that is super cool. But for me, the issue for the concealer was that it broke down because of the oils, right? So I do have oily skin, and I found that once I wore this concealer, I not only did my oils break it through, but blocking my face, not only did the oils break it through, but the sweat, like I was like, because I have a sweaty face, the sweat made it form like little color droplets all over my face, and that was super problematic and it looked horrible. But as you can see, I like the shade. The shade is about like 2 shades lighter than my skin tone for real, so that way I can use it as like a under eye highlight lifting kind of shade. And it just did not compatibly work with my sweaty face. So that is the concealer on the right side. As you can see, she looks yellow and lifted, and that is what I usually look for from concealers. I'm going to go back with the heat of my hand just to meld it in a little better and to blend it out. And I just wanted to see that you guys can still see the Say Glowy highlighter underneath. Like I still have that glow from within look, even with this concealer on top. So I love, love, love that for me. But yeah, in general, as soon as I started sweating, this concealer started falling apart. And I had powdered it and everything, and it still did not cooperate with my sweaty face. So I will say, if you have a sweaty face, you know, be careful with this concealer. It was phenomenal for arching my brows and cleaning up my brow look. I also used it as a primer for my eyeshadow both today and when I was testing it, and it looks so pretty. And even now you can see this side of my face looks snatched, and she looks like she needs a nap. So phenomenal looking, but just it does not stand the test of time when you sweat. And what's crazy is I have like Pat McGrath and Too Faced and other concealers, Studio Fix Fluid Concealer, Creamy Concealer from MAC, and all of those do so much better with my sweaty face as I sweat and when I live out in the world and in the streets. And this concealer just could not deal with the sweat. I'm very curious if I were to stay in the house and not move and not breathe and just sat in the chair, would it live up to the hype and be able to perform? But it's like I have a sweaty face, I sweat in the world, and I need a concealer that can handle that. So the shade match for me is really pretty, going down with the extra that's on my hands and just getting some of that discoloration around my mouth. But it is such a gorgeous color and a gorgeous match for me that I'm so sad that it didn't work in terms of for my sweat. I don't have it yet, but I do want to buy the the one size mattifying waterproof setting spray, and I want to see if I spray that, will that be able to save this concealer? Because if it does, then that saves me a lot of money, because like I said, the Pat McGrath right now is my favorite. So if I could use this with the setting spray and then it replaces the Pat, that is a good deal. So because even with the setting spray, no, the setting spray is 30 something, so it doesn't make it cheaper than the Pat concealer, but I think it's really pretty looking, and at first it looks gorgeous, but like I said, as you start to sweat, as you start to live life, but a mix of the sweat and the oil, even when it's powdered, or I use the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I also use the mattifying milk makeup setting spray, and as I sweat, the little concealer color literally made little perfect spheres where I was sweating, and I looked like almost like I did it on purpose. Like, it was so bad and it looked so crazy. But so I love the idea of this concealer, especially once you see the results, what I normally look like in the snatch eye. Love that, but it's just that it cannot stand up to face sweat. So if you have a sweaty face, you're gonna need a whole army of King's horses, King's men, and super working setting sprays in order to try to save it. And my other concealers don't need all of that work, so it kind of makes it a hard choice. But I'm gonna keep playing with this. So I do say, like I said, if you have dry skin, not oily skin, and your face doesn't sweat that much, this can definitely be a concealer for you, hands down. But if you do have oily skin or sweat, this thing is going to start to break down, so you need to make sure that you take the proper measures in place to try to stop that. And for the summertime, this is just a no-go. Like, I don't care who you are in the summertime, this is not going to work. This is a winter concealer for me, because like I said, the way it started breaking down when my face was sweating, that is a no-go for the summertime. How embarrassing. Gonna be dripping and melty. Ugh. But thank you so much for taking the time to come to my channel and watch this video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.